Number 9. This CCTV footage, taken on April 2nd, 2017, shows two brothers and another person pushing a wheelbarrow with what was believed to be human remains on it. The footage was taken from the backyard of the suspect's neighbor. The brothers can be seen walking back and forth, only wearing underwear, from their house to the area believed to be where they set the victim's body on fire and buried it not far away. According to the police, the victim was dismembered by the brothers in their bathroom, and later his remains were transported one by one to the area. The third person with some clothes on can be seen helping the brothers transporting the dismembered remains and other items used in the murder. At one point, the victim's hair can be seen peeking through while the three men were struggling to push the wheelbarrow together. The two brothers, who were aged 16 and 17 at that time, were arrested for the killing. Police identified the minor suspects as Ronaldo Chai III and Ronaldo Chai IV, and their victim as 19-year-old Lyndon Messensen, whose parents had reported him missing since April 3rd. According to the police, Lyndon was actually a friend to the brothers. Authorities are still looking for the third suspect, known only as Lance. A screenshot from a chat room exchange between one of the suspects and a witness showed the suspects were entertaining the idea of beating up Lyndon for allegedly stealing a cell phone charger. Lyndon's father said his son had been missing for almost 2 weeks before his body was found at a compound in Barangay Ampido San Mateo, Rizal, Philippines on April the 11th. The brothers allegedly killed Lyndon right in the house where they lived at around 7 p.m. on April the 1st. The brothers had been living alone in the house as their father died not long ago, and their mother is working in the United Kingdom. San Mateo Municipal Police only learned about the incident from an informant at around 3 p.m. on April the 5th. According to the informant, he saw a suspicious steel drum that smells really bad. He adds that, not far away from the drum, was a freshly dug pit. Police checked the area on April the 11th. In the yard, they dug up the drum with the victim's dismembered body in it, along with the tools allegedly used to decapitate Lyndon: a wood saw, a knife, a hacksaw, a metal saw, a pair of sheet shears, a hammer, and a bolo. Number 8. In May 2015, a 21-year-old woman was attacked in her Overland Park home, and her security system caught it on camera. Katie O'Connor is too frightened to go back to her own apartment and feels partly responsible because she trusted a friend. In the video captured by O'Connor's hidden camera, one can see her struggling to breathe in a chokehold. The attack happened at about 9:30 a.m. Tuesday near West 106th Street. O'Connor said she told a friend that she was trying to get rid of her ex-boyfriend's carpentry tools, but the only business these guys were into was stealing. O'Connor said she doesn't know the two men, but the woman, nervously pacing the floor in the surveillance video, was someone she knew. They planned play dates for their children, and she talked to her about going back to school. But now she believes it was a setup. The alleged thieves took the money she had for college tuition and her rent, the tools, and a safe. The only saving grace for O'Connor was her hidden cameras inside her apartment. She put them in 3 months ago when she hired a new nanny. Number 7. This disturbing video, released by a millionaire businessman, shows his ex-fiancée striking herself violently in the face. According to his ex-fiancée, he abused her, but the video showing her hitting herself is raising questions. The woman in the video is 29-year-old Mary Hunt. She is seen slapping herself on the head over and over again while sitting on a bed in a pink top. Mary claims her ex-fiancé Scott Mitchell, 45, was violent towards her, and she suffered black eyes and bruises at the hands of the Florida businessman. Attorneys for Scott are releasing selected clips from his home security system to refute Mary's claims that he was abusive. Scott's attorney said, "There is no evidence that he ever beat her. This video now demonstrates that she is striking herself in the same area of the face and head that they allege Scott struck her." But Mary's attorney says Scott was abusive and that her black eye was from an argument with Scott a week after the taped incident. Mary's attorney said, "Scott is a manipulative psychopath and he emotionally and physically abused her. Mary was just in a fit of rage that day because Scott told her she couldn't go to a yoga class because he was upset she was calling off the wedding." Mary's lawyer points to another video of Scott as evidence of his hot temper, in which he is shown telling Mary to get out of his house. Scott has accused Mary of stealing nearly £2 million worth of jewelry from his mansion when the pair separated in 2015. Scott filed a lawsuit against Mary and her parents over the theft. He claims Mary stole diamonds, gold, and jewelry from his home before shipping them to her family home in Virginia. In October 2015, Mary Hunt was charged with grand theft. Scott's lawsuit is his attempt to claim costs to recover the stolen items and damages. Mary vehemently denies she ever stole anything from him. Number 6. This is a moment a repairman's disturbing behavior is caught on a security camera in the bedroom of two young girls. The video appears to show the man enter the room, check to see no one is watching, then pick up a pair of the children's underwear and sniff it. Jason Cooper was disgusted when he checked the footage of a Nest camera attached to his 3-year-old daughter's crib and found the middle-aged repairman sniffing the underwear of his 3- and 5-year-old daughters. Cooper said his wife thought the man was creepy, but they hired him anyway to conduct repairs in their new home. The repairman was hired to fix scratches on the floor made after the Cooper family moved into their Playa Vista home. Cooper was in another room as the repairman pulled his sniffing stunt. In the video, the man is seen walking around the bedroom, going over to the hamper and peeking inside. He then reaches in, touching the clothes and pulling out a pair, and he's sniffing or licking, doing something disgusting with my either 5-year-old or 3-year-old's underwear, Cooper told the station. The man goes back again several times, and in one instance, appears to pocket the girl's underwear before leaving. After seeing the video, Cooper said he filed a police report and confronted him by phone. The man gasped when Cooper told him he had been recorded. Number 5. This is the chilling moment Aaron Campbell crept into his mother's house to shower after raping and murdering 6-year-old Alicia McPhail. Campbell, 16, was caught on CCTV leaving his family home on the Isle of Butte at 1:54 a.m. on July 2, 2018, before he abducted the little girl from her bed and subjected her to horrific abuse. He was then seen returning home at 3:35 a.m. to shower, and 10 minutes later was spotted leaving again wearing nothing but a pair of shorts. He then returned at 3:52 a.m., only to leave once more 6 minutes later carrying a torch. Campbell then arrived home for the final time at 4:02 a.m., just over 2 hours before Alicia's family reported her missing. Her body was discovered dumped in a woodland that same morning, and a post-mortem determined she had suffered 117 separate injuries. Pathologist John Williams agreed the injuries to her private parts were catastrophic, more severe than any he had ever seen before, and were at least partially inflicted while she was still alive. Her cause of death was given as forceful pressure to her neck and face. Campbell tried to claim the killer was the girlfriend of Alicia's dad, but the CCTV crucially showed his movements. The footage comes after Campbell's mom told Glasgow High Court she was surprised to see the CCTV footage as she believed he had gone to bed. Jeanette Campbell, 54, said her heart sank when she saw the footage of him disappearing in the middle of the night when she reviewed her CCTV. And she knew she had to call cops when she spotted her son had vanished for an hour at the time the 6-year-old was last seen tucked up in bed. She added that she had quizzed her son on his dirty feet, but he claimed he had been outside looking for his mobile phone. Campbell was found guilty following a 9-day trial at the High Court in Glasgow. The jury took only 3 hours to find him responsible. Reporting restrictions were lifted on February 22, 2019, allowing the press to name Campbell after a judge described him as being behind some of the wickedest, most evil crimes this court has ever heard. Number 4. On November 7, 2016, police in Wyoming, Michigan released a haunting video showing Brady Oestreich, a Craigslist killer, setting up a sex torture dungeon where he kept an 18-year-old girl chained for 5 days before killing her. The disturbing video shows Oestreich gearing up for the eventual abduction, torture, and murder. In the footage, Oestreich prepares a torture chamber by setting up chains, cleaning a dog crate where he later placed his victim, Brooke Slocum, and readying a pulley system with ropes hanging from the ceiling. He was also seen laying out a lingerie and underwear. The video is dated July 5, 2014, 1 full week before the murders. Another video, dated July 12, shows Oestreich loitering in the basement and his bathroom. Hours later, Brooke Slocum, 18, and her boyfriend Charles Openair, 25, were supposed to meet with Oestreich after connecting on the online marketplace Craigslist. Oestreich allegedly was to pay the pair for sex. Police alleged Oestreich killed and beheaded Openair the night they met up. However, police believe he kept Slocum, who was 8 months pregnant, captive in his basement for 5 days. Openair's remains were recovered in Gizon Park, but his skull was never found then. On March 26, 2019, police discovered Openair's skull in Kent County. They used dental records to identify the skull. After Oestreich was tracked down via email and Facebook, police identified him as a suspect. A day after finding Openair's body, they prepared to raid his house. Once pursued by police on July 17th, Oestreich attempted to get away, but his vehicle crashed and he took his life via self-inflicted gunshot wound. Slocum's body was found in the trunk of Oestreich's car inside a suitcase. Her baby, who she had already named Audi, did not survive. Police released hundreds of pages of reports and pictures, along with a surveillance video, in accordance with the Freedom of Information Act request. In Oestreich's home, police found whips, swords, and bondage tools. They also found dozens of restraints, ropes, sex toys, and cattle prods strewn across his dilapidated home. In addition, they recovered a medieval mask and chainmail gloves, medical gloves, and syringes. Police also recovered a sex slave contract. The contract was written by hand and involved sickening clauses such as, "I must obey my master," and "Pleasure, I must earn it." And in another disturbing twist, officers who collected evidence from Oestreich's home found a child's sippy cup, a baby doll with a noose, and suitcases filled with women's clothing. But they saw no evidence of any children inside the property. Police also called in the FBI when they discovered a map of the U.S. hung on Oestreich's wall, covered from coast to coast in pushpins. Authorities panicked and thought they were dealing with a serial killer, but a former girlfriend told them that the pins represented places where he had stored food in case of the apocalypse. The report says more video, which was not released, shows Slocum still alive and being held captive in Oestreich's house. The last tape is dated July 17th, 1 p.m. Slocum is first seen on Oestreich's depraved video being dragged into his Taft Avenue house with handcuffs on at 1 a.m. on July 13th. According to the police reports, he wrapped a chain around her neck that had been bolted to the bathroom floor and forced her inside a dog cage. Her arms were then attached to a pulley system suspended from the ceiling, which he could manipulate at will, controlling her like a puppet. Slocum is then seen to be repeatedly assaulted and forced to smoke marijuana for several days, the documents show. The video appears to show Oestreich convinced Slocum that Openair is still alive before he kills her. The autopsy carried out on Slocum revealed that her cause of death was strangulation. Number 3. A Texas woman has told of the terrifying moment a man broke into her house in the middle of the night and put his hands over her face and neck before attempting to sexually assault her. The home invasion occurred in October 2016, early Saturday morning in Fort Worth, and was captured on security cameras both outside and inside the house. The footage shows the attacker casing out the house and peeking through the window at the woman sleeping before entering through an unlocked window. The victim said she woke to the man strangling her and covering her face so that she couldn't scream out for help. The woman said she had come home late from work and fallen asleep on the couch watching an investigation discovery show called A Stranger in My Place, which can be seen on the television in the security footage. When the victim realized she was not dreaming, she jumped up off the couch. She said the man demanded to take her clothes off, and while she was taking off her pants, she noticed the window open. So she goes to jump out the window, but he drags her and pulls her back in. There is a scuffle, and the woman starts screaming for help. This startles the attacker, and he flees the house. The woman was shaken by the incident, but not injured. Number 2. In December 2013, this chilling footage has been released showing a burglar standing over a sleeping pensioner as he raids her home. The footage captures Patrick Reed, 51, looming over Margaret Woodward as she naps in an armchair in front of the television at her home in Long Eaton, Derbyshire. Reed, wearing a blue top with a hood up and a rucksack on his back, was caught on film after police installed cameras in Woodward's home to catch the culprit. He is seen tiptoeing around Woodward, at times just inches from her face, and lifting her handbag from the basket of her mobility scooter and rummaging through the contents. Woodward is first disturbed by the sound of Reed unzipping her handbag, but is only roused fully from her sleep when he triggers the alarm at 12:50 a.m. She jumps from her chair and chases Reed armed with a walking stick, threatening to break his kneecaps. He escaped through the bedroom window of her ground floor flat, but his face was caught on film. Reed had burgled Woodward 4 times in the space of just 12 months. Derbyshire police put secret CCTV and night vision cameras into her property in a bid to snare the crook. Reed stole 900 pounds from his traumatized victim over a 12-month period. The career criminal was jailed for 4 years and 8 months. Woodward was awarded 1,500 pounds from Derbyshire's High Sheriff to honor her bravery. Number 1. For the past 3 weeks, Noel Bracey has sensed that something was wrong. She has a feeling someone is watching her, and that she heard someone moaning outside her window. Noelle lives in a gated apartment complex near Vance Jackson and Huebner. Although she had felt safe in her apartment, her suspicions were proven correct early Monday morning on January 8, 2018. I opened my blinds right here and I was face to face with him, but I couldn't see his features or anything, Noel Bracey said in an interview with the station. That's why we decided to get the camera. Bracey set a camera on the ground outside her bedroom window, and the next day it captured the man she suspects has been watching her for 3 weeks. The surveillance video showed one man looking inside Bracey's home. After a few seconds, he appeared to notice the camera and walked away. Less than 10 minutes after the man appeared on camera, the video recording went black. Bracey said the man went around the other side of her home to steal it. The man on tape has not been identified. However, Bracey wants to warn others who have that same anxious feeling.